Hello. In this video, I want to take a look at ungrid, which can be used to split content into multiple columns. Ungrid is essentially just the small portion of CSS that we can include in our style sheet, and then we are ready to split content into columns like this. We can either have um, equally divided columns based on the number of divs or number of columns, that is, or we can also specify the percentages, or we can specify the widths in pixels as well. So let's just go to ungrid page on GitHub, and I'm gonna copy that CSS and put that into my website's style sheet. In this case, I'm using a Genesis child theme. Okay, and let's just put the sample HTML in our page. So this is a test page and I'm editing this in text view. So I just pasted that and I'll just get rid of the last one. So I have 3 columns. Let me update, view the page. Alright, so just to keep things simple, I'm gonna make it into 2 columns and add some filler text for these columns. Okay, so just like that, we have the content appearing in columns. But when we have some text or images to be shown, typically we need to have some gap or spacing in between the columns. So for that, we can basically take a look at the examples here. Gutters with ungrid. And this requires that we basically wrap our HTML in a container. So let's do that. Okay, and we got to add this particular CSS. And we just changed this 10 in all these 3 lines to whatever is the desired gap or space in between the columns. So when I do that, come here and reload. So now this gap is 40 pixels as I have specified in the style.css. Okay, let me just make a small change. I'm going to reduce the amount of text here. Right. So one of the benefits of using ungrid is that we can use vertical align and set it to middle so that the content appears in the middle vertically. So for that, I can either use inline style, saying style is equal to vertical align middle, like that, or I can better it just assign a custom class. Oh, the class is already there, so I can just assign a new class to this called, say, vertical align middle. Okay, and I can write in my style sheet like so. So when I come here and reload, you can see that this content is aligned vertically in the middle. Let's just take a look at the responsive behavior and see how it looks. Okay, so let's say at 600 pixels I want to uh, make each of these columns into 100% wide rows. So let's see how we can do that. So I need a media query at 600 pixels, and we basically undo what has been set here. So for the row, unset that to display block, because initially this was display table, so I'm going to change that to be a block level element. And I could do the same thing for column as well, and I can get rid of the left and right margin for the container. And we can also get rid of the border spacing for the row. Alright, so it is working as we expect, at least just that we need to have some gap, vertical gap in between the two paragraphs. So I could say vertical align middle, margin bottom 40, or I can set this for a class called first and add that class to this particular div. Cool. Yeah. So I hope you found this helpful. Thank you. Bye.